Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are taking a look at the CH-53 Super Stallion mod, and the Runebreakers have already done a complete tutorial on how to cold start this thing and how to install it and all that good stuff, and I'll go ahead and put a link to it in the video description as well, and you can also get it off my website, so be sure to check that out. But what I wanted to do is just have a look at how this thing works and try to answer a question that I've had for a while about this thing, which is, what is the point? I mean, obviously the reason it exists is because the people who made the thing had the know-how and wanted to make it happen, but for just general DCS world players, what kind of value does this bring? So we'll go ahead and have a look at that, and I'm sure some of you have probably noticed by now the elephant in the room. My head tracker is not working at the moment, so I'm going to have to just make do without it. It's actually sometimes a hindrance more so than a help. Okay, that got the right gun working. That's the left gun working. That didn't do anything. And this is part of the issue here. None of this seems to be doing much of anything. There we go. That got them all working. Alright. Whoops. So I've got some vehicles out here. Unfortunately, we have a slight problem. There are some attack helicopters that I set up in this mission. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Now we got one. And another one, maybe? Or not? Okay, we got that one. Where's the other one? There we go. So I was able to get a couple of them there. We don't really have any way to aim these guns. Well, there we go. So it's wildly inaccurate. Oops, there's an explosion. Polish this guy off if I get close enough, if I can get far enough away from him. And for some reason I can't. There he goes. Alrighty. So as you saw there, we have no gun sight to aim these guns with, and in real life the CH-53 doesn't even have forward-firing guns. All it really has are door gunners, and it's very, very hard to implement those in DCS without having the software development kit, if I understand it right. So the modders who made this thing have done about the best they can do, I think, with the door gunners, so you can mount the door gunners and you can actually man their positions. If I press the 4 key, that gives me one of them, and I don't have the door gunner on here. Same thing with the 3 key on the other side, blah. And then of course the 2 key over here. Multi-crew does work in this thing, so that's something to keep in mind. And I'm just going to take this thing out here to the Taro while I talk about this thing. So basically what this seems to me to be is basically just a helicopter version of the C-130 mod that we have for DCS, and that thing is very much a jack of all trades. It can do a lot of different things, and it does them very, very well if you know how to properly operate it. at least does them well under the circumstances. Because it is, after all, a mod, so there's only so much you can do. But this thing definitely has some limited capabilities than the Hercules does, but it's still a pretty good helicopter mod. The flight model is based on that of the AH-6 that I've flown before and really like. Actually, it's kind of an unstable helicopter for being so big, which is part of why I'm having such a hard time lining up to land on the Tarawa here. But basically what this seems to me to be is just a kind of a rotary wing version of the C-130, and also a good way for people to learn how to fly a helicopter, because this is sort of a high fidelity experience. And I say sort of because some of the stuff in the cockpit is glitchable, like the AH-6, but not all of it. This is very much just a AH-6 mod, basically, but it's another aircraft with different capabilities. And this is the problem, too. The Tarawa is moving, so I have to try to move with it, otherwise the island might catch up with me, or the ship's superstructure, and I don't want that to come smashing into my tail boom. But I think we'll be okay here. I'm actually flying this thing pretty well under the circumstances. Whoops. And I don't like that, how we're backing up. Don't like that at all. Hold the brakes. And now we're okay. Yeah, there we go. So looking out at the external model, that's really good on here. Definitely on par with the AH-6, maybe better. We do have a few animations here. If I click this switch, you can see the refueling move probe stick out there. And then if I bring it back in, it comes back in. Refueling doesn't work at the moment as far as I'm aware, but that's just a nice feature to have. Here we have master arm. Oddly enough, it's in the down position for master arm on instead of in the up position like you would normally think it would be. Here we have the RWR. I just turned that on. And I'm going to use the cockpit keys just to pan around a little bit here so we can actually reach this stuff over here. I want to go ahead and turn that back off. I'm not even sure what all of this does. I'm just kind of fiddling around. Here, of course, are our throttles up here at the top. And if I push my throttle up button, then this is what happens. So they move up. And I'm not sure I understand why the engine revs down when they're all the way back like that, and then you start pushing them up. I guess it's just an animation bug, because they really should be up further than they are. But right now, they're all the way at full. And then we have these, they don't work. We do have some other stuff up here that does work, like this. Cockpit lights, just one big hitbox there that does them all. Most of this doesn't work. Oh yeah, hello, Mr. Harrier. Might ought to get out of his way a little bit. If I could back up. That'll do. We're a little bit further away from that Harrier now. Now, one thing that I do have a little bit of an issue with is that the skin here looks like the text here where it says Marines was put on here using a regular text editor. It does not look like a real CH-53 skin. However, I have seen pictures of people who make skins for these things where they have posted a skin that they have created that actually looks more realistic than the one we have now, at least in terms of the insignia and everything like that that's on the aircraft. So, as of right now, I'm not sure there's a whole lot that you can do with this thing other than just fly around and shoot things, and I don't know why I'm going back like this. tempted just to hit idle cutoff here. And I'll turn off the battery. We do have some sound bugs here. I think this is not exactly the way it's supposed to be, but there I've just basically shut down the aircraft. I think we have a switch over here somewhere that folds in the tail section. Not sure which one that is. Well, it wouldn't be either of those, obviously. Oh no, wait a minute, I know where it is. Never mind. It's down here. Whoops. Did I just hit the gear? There's the door. And let's have a look on the F2 view. Nope. Is the door opened? Alright. Turn the battery back on. It's a hard thing to do trying to hit this hitbox right here. Ah, there we go. One of those two did it. Whoops. And I pulled the gear in too. I'm not sure which one that was, but okay. Alright. So there we can fold in the tail boom kind of like so. Unfortunately, the rotors don't fold with it, but there's only so much you can do. So, anyway, we don't have as much functionality in this thing as the... Whoops, I think my head tracker started working. Yep, there it is. There we go. That's better, right? So, as you can kind of see back here, we have Marines. If I switch to the number 3 position, I can look over here, and there's the guys. So, unfortunately, I don't know if you can deploy these guys or not at the moment. Looks like they need to do something about those rifles there. Those don't look like they have textures, but, I mean, again, this is a really, really good mod for what they've got available to them to do this with. So I hope to see more capabilities for this thing in the future. This is just an initial release, so keep that in mind, and I will continue to hopefully cover new features as they are added to this thing. But that is my opinion basically for the CH-53. Basically what we've got here is a rotary winged C-130 mod with, what was that? Anyway, with the kind of some, not as many capabilities. Obviously you can't drop bombs out of this thing or anything like that, but then again, it can't do that in real life. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.